Alright guys, let's do a front yard update. I do winter sow a lot of my perennials and herbs because most of them need some cold time to get going anyway, some cold stratification. This is my indoor seedlings, peppers and tomatoes and other things are in here. Some dahlias, seedlings from cultivarable that should hopefully have edible, like tubers. I mean, all dahlia tubers are edible, but are they tasty is the question, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see what these taste like, hopefully. These are my tangerine gem? Is that what the tangerine something? Marigolds. I've been out here while my nose is running. These are supposedly Green Mountain Multiplier onions, seedlings. I have some Green Mountain Multipliers. Well, really, they're just potato onions. I really don't know if they're Green Mountain Multiplier. They don't seem like they are, but they're, you know, hello neighbor cat. I'm allergic. Leave me alone. No? Okay. You do this all the time. Those are Japanese red bearded bunching, which look really tasty and yummy. I know. Everything's so interesting. Sorry guys, I've been out here a while, so my nose is running. Let's see. I need a mulch right here because we didn't mulch it last year and there's a lot of spring weeds coming up, and there's also a lot of wild violets, sweet violets, and so I don't really want to, I can't really just drag like a rake over here and get all the weeds up because there's too many violets. So we just mulch it. I know, but I'm allergic. Go away. So, apple tree's gonna head out. I'll probably put an almond in there. Gummy berry has bushed out really well, so I'm happy about that. French sorrel already coming back. So many yummy spring greens that I can eat. Okay, so my carnations like walked themselves over there and there, and there was some right there, and now there's like some right here. I didn't put these here. Anyway, are you really gonna try it? Good job. Okay, so you can see that the daylilies are starting to come in. I think that'll go on hold out when we get into the 20s next week, but we'll see. This is a perennial, I think it's a perennial kale collard mix, because I had a Grex a few years ago that I got from cultivarable, and I still have some, seriously? Okay. I still have some, one or two plants from that truly did perennialize in my area. Most perennial tree kale, collard, brassica mixes are like quote-unquote perennial, meaning that they're usually really a biennial, or if they're really truly perennial, they'll flower and continue to live after flowering. They don't just die. But even then, after a few years, they lose some of their, you know, vitality. So anyway, I'll talk about that when I get down there. But French sorrel, Euro never died. I need to cut this Rosa rugosa back so that it's like bushier this year. This is my pink lavender. It's a little frost tender, so I cut off the dead bits, covered it up to give it a little more insulation, and then once the spring hits, I'll take all that dead stuff off. This is one of my seedlings from my neighbor's peach tree that has the most beautiful fuchsia, deep fuchsia flowers that I really, really want. But I don't know what the flower is going to look like, so everybody pray they're the nice, pretty, hot pink flowers, because I really want them. Fig tree, I'm going to cut that. That is the original branch. I'm going to cut that out because it'll leave a nice open 3-branch space for this fig tree this year. So I'm pretty happy about that. I think that's exactly how that's going to go. These are weeds. These are the pink primrose, Texas primrose, and I put them here so they would compete with the grass, and then they came here, and they're perennial, and they spread through rhizomes and seeds, so they're every flippin' where. Probably I'm just gonna leave them. They're decent ground cover for now. I mean, I have carpets of weeds everywhere else. These ones at least are pretty. Sorry, my nose is running. I do have some Asiatic lilies that I planted back there, but I don't know if they're gonna make it, to be honest. They were in some pretty sad shape when I got them. Okay, so here I was trimming down my blackberries, okay, and I pulled one that was like right here on the edge, and that root went all the way over here and all the way back here. So, okay, kitty, you must have itchy face or want to scent mark my cherry. How about it? These are, I thought they were dead, but they're like this tiny little purple flag iris. So I'm pretty happy, but they got yanked up a bit when the root got pulled out. So hopefully they come, you know, they're not harmed too terribly. I need to yank that one up. I don't want blackberries right next to the edge. Plus there's a big old fire ant mound that was right there. Anyway, here's one of those pretty old collard kale plants. I actually right here cut that stem because it was leaning over. So So when I cut that stem, all the little, you know, branches or whatever, I cut off and stuck in the ground. And I stuck one in the ground by the mailbox. With perennial kale collards, after a few years, they'll still leaf. This one's probably 3 years old, but they tend to lose a lot of their virility. So if you'll cut new sticks off and plant them, you basically like reset the timer on your perennial greens, and they pop up and they're really thick and full and healthy, just like if they were a brand new plant. So even though they're perennial, and they are perennial in my area, every few years I will take cuttings and just stick them in, or let them fall over in a root, which I let that one do, so that we can get like new plants, and then I'll get rid of the old ones because they're not as healthy. But this guy was from a Grex I grew out probably 3 or 4 years ago in the front, and this is the only one that survived all those years, and so it like walked itself over this way, and then I cut that one. And so anyway, if any of you guys that follow my channel, excuse me, would like some perennial collard, I think I would call these kale more than collards, but they're a brassica mix, man. If you want any perennial ones, shoot me a DM. I'll send you some cuttings. You just gotta pay shipping, like probably 12 to 15 bucks shipping, depending on where you live. I mean, I have some pretty unique perennial collards or kales. Like I've got variegated, I've got a cosmic kale, I've got Dobbiton's variegated, I've got green or purple tree collards, and I've got a Grex coming from Experimental Farm Network that I grow up because I like that. I like perennial greens like that because I think they're a great investment and they're beautiful. Anyway, people will charge you like 20 bucks a cutting for those perennial kales, collards, mixed type plants, and I'm like, that's insane. I might get you want to make your buck, right? But nobody's gonna pay you $30 for like 2 cuttings. I mean, if they do, I feel like you're ripping somebody off. So shoot me a DM. You pay postage, you can have cuttings, because I feel like it's important for people to have greens that they can eat all the time. Now I'm in zone 7-8, so if you're up in like 5, I think they'll overwinter, but you know, I don't know, it's not my area. These haven't been grown in that kind of condition, so keep that in mind. Pomegranate looks good. This is kind of an experimental patch I put out. There is some wild vetch here. There are some primroses. There are sweet woodruff seeds. So I planted a bunch of seeds here. I don't know what's gonna come up. I can see some weeds for sure. It was just carpeted in strawberries. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know what this patch is gonna look like. I'll let you know. We'll keep you updated. Blueberries are looking nice and full. Peach trees are looking okay. I have Roseberry filled out really well. It didn't actually do much last year because it doesn't get a lot of sunlight, so we'll just have to see what happens. This is one patch here and one patch here of spiderwort that does well in the shade. There's another patch over there. So these are really pretty narcissus that'll pop up in the spring. I've got them also along the front of the house. You can probably see that green frilly edge is the narcissus bulbs. Daylilies coming up here. I got a mulch back here because there's a lot of weeds, and I have some purple yacon, and I don't want to disturb the roots, so I'm just gonna lift these stones, mulch pretty heavily, probably mulch just right on top of the turmeric leaves, because turmeric has perennialized right here for me, and I love that because I just come out and grab a finger whenever I need one. So hydrangeas looking good. There's 4 hydrangeas, one under each window and one on each end. And now I have my great grandmother's snowball bush, which is also viburnum, planted here. So those things can get pretty tall, but it hasn't, so it didn't seem to like it where it was at my mom's house, so she gave it to me to see if it would be happier here. So we'll give it a shot. That's it so far on the front garden. I planted some wildflowers and poppies because I've never grown poppies successfully, and it looks like I have a decent little patch of poppies, about 12 poppy plants. Those are the bigger green ones. So I'm pretty excited about that. I hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday and a good week to come, and say hello to my neighbor's cat who will not leave me alone.